Welcome back. And now that people are living longer than ever before, there are more caregivers than ever before. So it's important to consider what happens if something happens to the caregiver. Here now from Senior Care Advocates is CEO Greg Steen, and you shared an interesting stat. So you said that 32% of caregivers actually die before the one that they're caring for. And I might imagine that, yes, that might happen, especially if you've got spouses who are taking care of each other. So what are your tips for staying strong for those who might need it most in case the unexpected happens?
Get help. I mean, seriously, don't try to be all things to this one person. There's respite care through the VA and through Medi-Cal, and you can hire respite care. You can get some help. There's also support groups, and these are huge. There's great support groups, people that are going through it with you or maybe have been through and can help you. People don't take advantage of those, and I think the biggest thing is to remember who you are, right? I mean, if you played bridge for 20 years, then keep playing bridge, right? Or keep going to church, keep going to lunch with your loved ones. Remember who you are so you're not isolated, because then you're depressed and you're down and you don't provide the best care, and it's not good. So
32% to me seems like a really big statistic. Do you think that number is so big because when a caregiver gets put in that situation, they start to forget to take care of themselves?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's a big one. And like you said, a lot of the caregivers are elderly spouses for each other, right? So, but it's so demanding because it's similar to when somebody has a baby, and you sleep with one eye closed and one eye open, and you never, are they breathing, all this kind of stuff. You're constantly tuned into that one's care needs. And so when you're older, you're not maybe as able, and they're trying to save money. Maybe they don't have family close or who can help. And so they neglect themselves. It's very typical. People don't eat properly, right? Even, cooking for two is hard enough if you've been cooking for 4 or 6, for your whole life. But then they just kind of, it's like, I'm just trying to get through, trying to get through.
And I could see, if you're not getting enough sleep, like that can really take a toll on your health. You mentioned
probably the number one thing,
new parents. But there's tons of resources and help out there. But I think a lot of people might think that they can't afford care. But there are tons of programs, and that's kind of where you guys come in. What do people do if they think they can't afford help?
Well, hopefully they would call us, because we will inform them of all their rights and all their options. There are wonderful programs through the VA that will provide tax-free money to pay caregivers, to give you respite so you can actually take a break, go get your hair done, mani-pedi, or just go to the dentist or whatever you need to do, go to the store, right? Medi-Cal has programs for in-home care, literally to help pay you if you want to get paid to be the caregiver or to bring in somebody, but it's like up to 24 hours a day these programs will pay for. So people don't know that. So to answer your question, if you think you can't afford it, think otherwise and call us.
Right. Because you guys know, I mean, this is what you do. This is your specialty, is finding ways and finding resources for people to make sure that they're getting the care that they need. Another interesting point that you brought up is that many people will go to apply to use Medi-Cal, and then they're denied, but maybe not rightfully so. How can you help in that situation?
Great question. Since July 1st of last year, when Medi-Cal raised their asset limits, it's the first time since 1988, people thought, oh my gosh, we're okay, we don't have to spend our money down first, we can apply because they could have so much more money. We just had a gentleman that applied 3 times since then, got denied 3 times, and finally threw his hands up. He's like, I need some help. Most people get denied for a very, very simple reason. Probably half of them are because of a Medi-Cal clerical error of some kind. It's an easy fix, but you know what most people do, Emily, when they get denied, they check off the box. That didn't work, so now what am I looking for to find, right? So people, you need to understand, a Medi-Cal denial is just simply a decision by one person. You can reapply, you can maybe even appeal. There's a couple ways you can appeal. So it's just to get the right information.
Okay, but
And we see a lot of that.
bottom line, if you are in a situation where you are a caregiver, or you think you need care, or you're somebody at some point in your family will need care and they will need senior care advocates, you can call that number there on your screen, and they can get you in contact with all kinds of resources and help your appeals process if you've been denied for Medi-Cal. So, Greg Steen, thank you so much for being here. Always great information. We appreciate it. The CEO of Senior Care Advocates. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Still to come here.